Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. For the Los Angeles Dodgers, this part of the season feels like a turning point, a stretch where health and reinforcements might finally begin to align with the team's expectations. The bullpen, which has been a source of stress for fans and coaches alike in the late innings, is beginning to see some light at the end of the tunnel. Two key names, Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates, took an important step forward in their recovery journeys by pitching in their first rehab outings with the AAA Oklahoma City squad. And the results were exactly what the Dodgers needed to see. Both men threw scoreless innings, both looked sharp, and both gave fans that long-missing sense of confidence about the relief corps. Kirby Yates was the first to get the ball, entering in the sixth inning. Even though it was just one frame, the right-hander displayed poise and command, the kind of presence that you expect from a veteran who has been through plenty of high-leverage battles in the majors. He retired the first batter he faced with a fly ball to left field, then shifted gears and froze the next hitter with a strikeout, reminding everyone that his stuff still plays at this level. The only small hiccup was a walk to Spencer Packard, but it never escalated into real trouble because Yates immediately induced another fly ball to end the inning. In total, he threw 21 pitches, 13 of them strikes, which is exactly the kind of efficiency coaches want to see in a rehab setting. For a pitcher coming off an injury, it is not just about results, but about rhythm, sharpness, and stamina, and Yates checked all the boxes in this first test. Right after him, it was Tanner Scott's turn to take over in the seventh. The left-hander came in with a clear plan and executed it brilliantly. He opened by getting Rylan Thomas to roll over a ground ball to second base, a quick out that set the tone for his inning. Then came Victor Robles, another big league name also working his way back, and Scott elevated his fastball to overpower him, collecting a strikeout that drew some impressed reactions from those watching. He did issue a walk to Harry Ford, but just like Yates, he showed composure, refusing to let the inning get away. He came back aggressively and struck out Leody Taveras to wrap things up. 16 pitches, 10 strikes, no hits, 2 strikeouts. It was the exact kind of outing the Dodgers were hoping to see. For a team starving for reliable left-handed relief, Scott's presence could be crucial. The significance of these two outings cannot be overstated. The Dodgers' bullpen has been stretched thin, inconsistent in tight games, and often forced to cover more innings than planned because of injuries to both starters and relievers. High-leverage situations have exposed the lack of depth, with blown leads and missed opportunities piling up. The potential return of both Scott and Yates by the end of August suddenly changes the complexion of this pitching staff. We're talking about two arms with late-inning experience, two pitchers who know what it means to come into games when the margin for error is razor-thin. That kind of stability can not only win games directly, but also ease the pressure on the rest of the relievers who have been overworked. And the timing could not be better. Los Angeles has been fighting not just opponents, but also the wear and tear of a long season. When you look at the big picture, every contender is searching for that little boost before the stretch run. And for the Dodgers, these rehab assignments might be the exact injection of energy they were desperate for. Fans know how grueling the summer grind can be, and when the bullpen falters, no lead feels safe. The Dodgers have lived that reality too often this year, but with Scott and Yates inching closer to full strength, the narrative could flip quickly. It is also important to highlight the nature of rehab outings themselves. These games are not about chasing stats, but about finding the groove, about feeling healthy, about regaining the confidence to trust every pitch. For Yates, the ability to miss bats with his splitter and command his fastball inside the zone is a huge checkpoint. For Scott, it is about unleashing his velocity and pairing it with a sharp slider that can neutralize both lefties and righties. On Tuesday night, both of them showed they are trending in the right direction. These are small steps, but each one matters enormously. Of course, they are not alone. Michael Kopech is also making his way back on a rehab assignment, though his path has been bumpier. His first outing was rough, as he allowed 3 runs in less than an inning, looking like a pitcher still searching for timing and balance. But the encouraging sign is that he rebounded in his next appearance, tossing a scoreless frame with 2 strikeouts. Kopech's electric arm is undeniable, and the Dodgers know he can be a weapon if he gets fully locked in. His timeline might lag a little behind Scott and Yates, but there is hope he could contribute before the rosters expand in September. For now, it is about patience and making sure he builds up the right way. All of this adds up to one central theme. Reinforcements are on the horizon. The bullpen Los Angeles has been running out night after night is about to look different, deeper, and more dangerous. For fans, it brings that breath of relief. For Dave Roberts and his coaching staff, it brings options, matchup flexibility, and the ability to manage innings more strategically. Instead of constantly scrambling and hoping for untested arms to survive the pressure, the Dodgers could soon hand the ball to veterans with proven track records. That makes a huge difference in the mental game, both for the pitchers themselves and for the hitters who know they can trust the bullpen to hold leads late. And let's not forget the ripple effect this has on the rotation as well. When relievers are trustworthy, starters can pitch with less fear of being left exposed. They can hand over the ball after 6 innings without wondering if their effort will be wasted. This trust between starters and relievers is what builds championship-caliber pitching staffs, and the Dodgers have been chasing that balance all year. For Tanner Scott, the anticipation is particularly strong. His left-handed presence gives Roberts the chance to play matchups against tough lefty hitters late in games, something the team has lacked. His strikeout ability means he can be used not only in the 7th or 8th innings, but also in high-leverage spots with runners on base, where one big strikeout can swing the outcome of a game. For Yates, the story is about experience. He has pitched in big games, he has closed out tight wins, and he knows how to handle the pressure cooker moments that often define postseason runs. The combination of both coming back at once is almost like a mid-season trade without the cost. The fan base is already buzzing because everyone understands the stakes. The Dodgers are chasing not only a division crown, but also positioning themselves for October baseball. Every arm matters, every inning matters, and the return of Yates and Scott could be the kind of subtle yet pivotal turning point that shapes the season. Rehab assignments may look minor on the surface, but the implications are enormous. When you talk about the Dodgers, the conversation can never stay away from Mookie Betts for too long. He is the kind of player who demands attention, not just because of his bat or his trophies, but because of how much responsibility he carries every single night. And right now, his position on the field has turned into one of the most fascinating talking points in Los Angeles. After years of dominating as one of the best right fielders in baseball, the Dodgers made a bold decision to move him to the infield, asking him to take on second base and then shortstop. At first, it sounded like an experiment, almost a gamble, but Betts embraced it. Last season, the adjustment was rocky, as you would expect when someone shifts from patrolling the outfield to anchoring the infield at one of the toughest positions in the sport. There are growing pains, mistakes, and moments of frustration. But this year has been different. This year, Mookie has looked at home. Defensively, he has been steady, sometimes even spectacular. The Dodgers have not just gotten by with him at shortstop, they have benefited. His instincts, athleticism, and leadership have all translated into the middle of the diamond, and you can tell how much pride he takes in proving doubters wrong. He even set a personal goal of winning a Gold Glove at shortstop, which shows you just how committed he is to mastering the craft. For the Dodgers, it has meant more flexibility with their lineup and the ability to fill out the roster in a way that balances bats and gloves. But as smooth as things have looked at short, the questions are beginning to creep in again. That is because the outfield, and particularly right field, has not been the same without him. Teoscar Hernandez, a proven hitter with plenty of power, has been tasked with holding down the spot, and offensively he has done his part. But defense is another story. There have been plays, especially in critical moments, where the difference between an out and an extra base hit came down to his reads and jumps. A pair of misplayed fly balls recently against the Colorado Rockies ended up costing the Dodgers dearly, including a walk-off loss that left fans shaking their heads. Those moments sting because they're the kind of mistakes that Mookie would almost certainly not make. And when they pile up, They forced the organization to re-examine whether the experiment of Betts at shortstop is worth the defensive drop-off in right field. What makes this debate so intriguing is that the Dodgers themselves have not even entertained the idea of moving him back, at least publicly. Manager Dave Roberts has been clear. They have not discussed shifting Mookie to right field for the remainder of the season or into the playoffs. Roberts explained that the conversations with Mookie recently have centered on his swing, his comfort level at the plate, and how to keep him producing offensively. The defensive position switch has not been part of the dialogue. That might surprise some fans who see the struggles in right field and wonder why the solution is not obvious. After all, Betts is a 6-time Gold Glove winner in that exact position. He has the hardware, the reputation, and the highlights to prove it. But the Dodgers are playing the long game. They know that if they move Betts back to right, they suddenly create a gap at shortstop. It is not as simple as shuffling names around. Miguel Rojas is steady but limited. The prospects are not quite ready. And the truth is, the Dodgers value stability in the middle infield during the postseason chase. A team that has dreams of a championship cannot afford to weaken the shortstop position just to patch up right field. That is the delicate balance they're trying to maintain. Still, the optics are tough. When you watch Hernandez track balls in the gap, when you see the hesitation or the misreads, you cannot help but imagine Mookie gliding under them with ease, making plays look routine. The contrast is glaring, and that is why this storyline refuses to go away. Fans have long memories, and they know what Betts can do out there. It is like taking an artist away from his best canvas and asking him to paint somewhere else. He might still be good, even excellent, but you will always wonder what you're missing. Adding another layer to the debate is Betts' physical profile right now. His sprint speed has dipped compared to his prime, ranking in the 35th percentile this season. That number is not catastrophic, but it does raise the question of whether he can still cover the same ground he once did in the outfield. His arm strength, the last time he was playing right field regularly, was in the 79th percentile, which is still strong but no longer elite. The Dodgers have to weigh whether those slight declines, combined with the demands of shortstop, make one position a better fit than the other. Mookie himself, of course, has not voiced any complaints. If anything, he has shown nothing but enthusiasm for the challenge of shortstop. There was one brief moment this year where he did go back to right field, and it was entirely his choice. In a game where pinch-hitting decisions forced the Dodgers into a corner, with the possibility of Alex Freeland playing right field, Betts stepped up and volunteered to take the spot. It was a classic example of him being a good teammate, putting the team first and filling the gap without hesitation. Roberts praised him afterward, saying it was all Mookie's idea. That kind of leadership is why the Dodgers trust him so much. But it also teased fans with the image of Betts back where he built his legacy, reminding everyone of what he brings to the position. So where does this leave the Dodgers heading into the final stretch of the season? It leaves them with a puzzle that has no perfect answer. On one hand, Betts has proven capable at shortstop, and moving him would create instability in the infield. On the other hand, the team's outfield defense has been shaky, costing them games in ways that could loom even larger in October. Every decision is a trade-off, and Roberts knows he cannot please every angle. For now, the plan is to stay the course, let Betts continue to anchor shortstop, and hope that Hernandez can find some consistency in right field. But the noise will not go away, especially if another costly misplay happens in a big game. Fans will continue to debate, the media will continue to press, and every defensive lapse in right field will be magnified. That is the reality of being on a contending team with championship expectations. In baseball, margins are razor thin, and the difference between winning a series in October and going home early can be a single fly ball that should have been caught. When that happens, when the lights are brightest and every out matters more, the question will return louder than ever. Should Mookie Betts be in right field? For now, the Dodgers are standing firm. Mookie is their shortstop, and the vision is clear. But everyone watching knows that the story is far from over. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Whispers in Los Angeles are reaching a fever pitch as the Dodgers reportedly pull off what insiders are already calling one of the boldest moves of the season, acquiring Zach Wheeler in a blockbuster trade that could immediately tilt the championship scales in their favor. While official statements remain tightly controlled, sources close to the front office hint at a deal that not only fills a glaring rotation gap, but also sends a clear message to the rest of Major League Baseball. The Dodgers are all in. Fans and analysts alike are scrambling to digest the implications of adding a pitcher of Wheeler's caliber, a man whose arm has dominated National League lineups with precision and velocity, yet whose postseason experience adds a layer of intrigue to the narrative. The timing of this rumored acquisition is equally critical, coming as the Dodgers seem to sense a narrow window where their roster, talent-laden but slightly under pressure in the rotation, could seize a championship that has eluded them in recent campaigns. Sports talk radio and social media feeds are alive with speculation, as every angle, from clubhouse chemistry to salary cap maneuvering, gets debated endlessly, fueling the buzz that surrounds what could be a transformative moment for the storied franchise. The city's energy is palpable, almost electric, as fans anticipate the official confirmation of what insiders are calling the deal that could define a season. The Dodgers front office, according to multiple whispers, has been plotting a strategic offensive and defensive shakeup for months, eyeing opportunities that could push them into immediate contention while preserving long-term flexibility. Zach Wheeler, whose career trajectory has oscillated between brilliance and bouts of injury, is being framed in these murmurs as the perfect fit for a pitching rotation in search of a dominant ace. Someone who can take the mound in critical games with the poise and skill to turn tight matchups in their favor. Sources close to the negotiations hint that the trade involved careful balancing, with prospects, cash considerations, and perhaps future draft picks acting as chess pieces in a high-stakes gambit. Analysts are already dissecting the potential outcomes, imagining a scenario where Wheeler's mid to high 90s fastball and sharp breaking pitches bolster a rotation that has shown vulnerability under postseason pressure. The speculation extends beyond the mound, as whispers suggest the Dodgers leadership believes Wheeler's competitive mentality could serve as a galvanizing presence in the clubhouse, motivating younger players and setting a tone for resilience and focus. Fans are buzzing with anticipation, some dreaming aloud about a championship run, while others caution that high-profile acquisitions always carry risk, highlighting the fragile balance between star power and team cohesion in the ever-intense atmosphere of Major League Baseball. Meanwhile, the rumor mill is painting Zach Wheeler not merely as a talented pitcher, but as a transformative force capable of shifting the Dodgers' trajectory in a single swing, a narrative that has media outlets and fan blogs alike spinning feverishly. Imagine scenarios proliferate, from Wheeler silencing a rival lineup in a decisive playoff game to sparking a chain reaction of confidence that uplifts the entire pitching staff. Baseball commentators speculate that the timing of this rumored acquisition could not be more crucial, coming as the regular season approaches a crescendo where every decision may dictate postseason positioning. Some insiders whisper that the Dodgers are maneuvering not just to contend, but to dominate the National League, strategically stacking their roster with veterans capable of executing under pressure, while young talent offers the athleticism and adaptability to thrive in high-stakes matchups. Discussions of clubhouse dynamics, pitch selection, and managerial strategy dominate the rumor-driven narrative, as analysts imagine how Wheeler's presence might influence game plans, defensive alignments, and bullpen usage. Every whisper, every hypothetical scenario fuels an ongoing conversation among fans who are imagining a championship atmosphere returning to Los Angeles, a city hungry for a moment of glory that has remained tantalizingly just out of reach. The speculation itself has become an event, a prelude to what could be a historic season shaped by the arrival of a single high-profile player whose impact is projected to reverberate throughout the team. In addition to the athletic and strategic angles, murmurs surrounding Wheeler's arrival touch on the economic and branding implications for the Dodgers, hinting at a ripple effect that could extend well beyond the diamond. Sponsorship talks, merchandise sales, and ticket demand are already reportedly shifting in response to the unconfirmed but widely circulated buzz, as fans clamor for anything associated with the new pitching sensation. Social media platforms are alive with debates, mock trade scenarios, and speculative lineups, creating an organic marketing wave that amplifies the narrative without a single official press release. Observers note that high-profile acquisitions like this often have a psychological effect, both on opponents who must recalibrate their strategy and on the team itself, which may feel renewed urgency and focus in the pursuit of a championship. The rumor-fueled atmosphere adds an extra layer of intensity to spring training reports, minor injury updates, and managerial interviews, as every statement is dissected for clues about Wheeler's integration into the Dodgers system. Enthusiasts eagerly imagine the synergy of a rotation featuring a blend of seasoned veterans and high-ceiling talents, each whisper and analysis building toward a crescendo of anticipation that surrounds the team. In the shadow of this unconfirmed blockbuster, Los Angeles seems to hold its breath, collectively imagining a season that could be defined not just by victories, but by the arrival of a pitcher whose presence is whispered to carry the weight of an immediate championship ambition. Even beyond the practical considerations of wins and losses, rumors regarding Zack Wheeler's potential impact have ignited conversations about leadership, legacy, and the emotional weight of sports fandom in Los Angeles. Whispered stories suggest that the Dodgers management sees Wheeler as a linchpin around which team culture might evolve, offering veteran guidance to younger pitchers while embodying the fierce competitive edge needed in postseason play. Speculation runs wild as fans and commentators alike construct narratives where his performance becomes the catalyst for dramatic moments. From walk-off wins to tense playoff duels, each hypothetical scenario heightening the sense of urgency and excitement surrounding the team. Sports bars, podcasts, and online forums are buzzing, with theories proliferating about how Wheeler might influence batting orders, bullpen management, and even trade strategies for the remainder of the season. The intensity of these rumors has taken on a life of its own, creating a shared emotional journey among fans who are imagining, almost in real time, a championship path that may hinge on the performance of one key player. While skepticism remains a part of the dialogue, the energy surrounding the whispers of Wheeler's arrival is undeniable, hinting at a cultural moment in Los Angeles sports that transcends the practicalities of baseball and enters the realm of collective imagination, hope, and fervent debate, turning every new piece of news into potential proof that the Dodgers' gamble could pay off in spectacular fashion. Finally, as these rumors continue to circulate, the Los Angeles Dodgers appear poised on the edge of what could become a defining chapter in the team's storied history, with Zack Wheeler positioned at the center of a swirling narrative of ambition, risk, and high stakes. Even in the absence of official confirmation, the speculation alone has created a palpable tension in the city, from media coverage to fan discussions, framing the season as a potential turning point where one strategic move could determine the outcome of an entire campaign. Whispered details about the trade, the potential pitching rotation, and the integration of Wheeler's skill set into the existing lineup are dissected endlessly, each theory layering on top of the last to produce a mosaic of expectation, hope, and cautious excitement. Analysts debate every conceivable scenario, projecting outcomes based on historical performance, team chemistry, and postseason pressure, while fans imagine dramatic victories that could define careers and reshape the franchise's trajectory. In this climate of anticipation, every practice, pre-game warm-up, and managerial decision is filtered through the lens of what Wheeler's presence might mean for the Dodgers' quest for a championship, creating a sense of narrative urgency rarely seen this early in a season. As whispers continue to grow louder, Los Angeles braces itself for what may be a transformative moment in baseball lore, a single acquisition that could alter the balance of power in the National League and solidify the Dodgers' reputation as a team willing to bet everything on the pursuit of immediate glory. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.